Hey, we're hearing a lot these days the idea that we've got to get out of our comfort zones. Comfort zone really sounds like a great place to be. When I think of my comfort zones, I think of those places where I just feel at peace. I think of our bedroom. I think of my hometown. I think of people with whom I can be real. I think about our office with our books and our table. Those kind of places put me in a setting, in a frame of mind where I just don't feel like I've got a lot to worry about. That's why they call it a comfort zone. Wikipedia quotes Alasdair White saying this, that a comfort zone is an anxiety neutral condition. And wow, in this world where we just feel like we've got so much stress, so many things that are pounding on us, so many people that are just clamoring for our attention and for the things we might be able to give them, anxiety neutral sounds, though it's a little clinical, boy, it sounds like a great place to be. But comfort zones are often described in ways that are negative because of the fact that they are barriers to success. If you've paid any attention to any kind of leadership stuff in the last 50 years or so, you know that the idea of getting out of our comfort zone means that we're going to be taking risks so that we can accomplish the things that really do need to be accomplished. And so those 6 words are added to White's definition, usually without the sense of risk. And there's the catch. When those 6 words are added on to the definition, we get the idea that a comfort zone is not a place to be. At least it's not a place to stay. That's what we've been saying. I've been considering, though, not using that phrase anymore because when I hear that phrase, it's usually somebody who is trying to encourage me to have a greater spiritual impact on my world. And there's not as many people who are needy inside my comfort zone that I need to serve, so I've got to get out of my comfort zone. The oppressed don't live in my neighborhood much, so I've got to get out of my comfort zone in order to really help the oppressed. I should head to neighborhoods where I'm not so comfortable, the idea is, in order to really be serving kingdom style. But like I said, I'm considering not using that phrase anymore. I don't want to come out of my comfort zone because I need to change what a comfort zone is to me. Jesus would not be glad to hear me say that when I am with the poor, the sick, or the oppressed, or the unbeliever, that I'm out of my comfort zone. Jesus was never out of his comfort zone when he was with anybody who needed his mercy. He could be in the home of a Pharisee, a tax collector, or some of his best friends. He could spend time with a divorcee, or an adulterous woman, or a governor, or a soldier, or a beggar. And he was with these people. There was no sense in which Jesus ever would have said, I'm really glad to be with these people while I'm out of my comfort zone, but I'll be so glad when I can get back to my comfort zone. Can you imagine Jesus saying that? So I'm never leaving my comfort zone again. And what I mean by that is I'm going to do my best to make sure that there is no place where Jesus would be that I would describe as out of my comfort zone for me. So here's 3 things that I thought about. What would you add to this list? Here's reasons I'm never coming out of my comfort zone again. Because it would be wrong for me, it is wrong for me, to be uncomfortable around people with whom Jesus would be comfortable. Number 2, that even though I've probably denied it in the past, I'll admit now that when I've been around people who are outside of my comfort zone, they've known it. And frankly, I don't want people to feel like I'm going to be glad when I get back to my comfort zone, which they know by definition is away from them. And number 3, I want to be a risk taker because risk takers trust in God. And nothing has ever been accomplished that was truly great by somebody who was sitting on the comfy couch in their comfort zone. So what would you add to that list?